Welcome to Terrified Nation. As the show winds down, we are sharing clips with you that are the best of. I hope you'll enjoy the best of Season 2. In Season 2 of Terrified Nation, we explore a new question. What role do you play in shaping the future? Each of us is part of something larger. Each of us has a role to play. Here's me, Debbie Lynn Molyneux.
Trusting that we can count on our fellow humans to do what's best for all of us. Now, culturally, we do swing between periods of strong individualism and strong community. And our priorities change according to what is needed in the moment. We are moving from individualism towards community right now. This longing to belong sings in our hearts. And there are so many people who are working in organizations to help us identify what belonging is for people who seem to be vastly different from ourselves. These folks are working to help us prepare by looking at our many communities and work environments to strengthen them. How many communities are you a member of? I mean, look around you and check in with the health of your communities. Right now, we can support each other in ways like our country did during World War II. During World War II, there was a plan that included giving up our traditional roles and ways of thinking to support our troops. Rations were just accepted as part of life. Everyone had a job to do, and they did it.
Belonging is the starting point, but what we choose to do with that belonging shapes our future.
My opinion matters little. My actions matter more. So today I have found my internal peace by acting on my values, the values of kindness and caring and contribution. What are you doing to make the world better for others? Our opinions don't count. Our actions do.
And when the world feels uncertain, our emotions become part of the work, guiding us toward a future we dare to imagine. Here's Sarah Newman.
I would say that I am one being that is part of this process of creating that future. And I see my work now as one small piece of this larger movement, this larger global movement of rethinking what the future is, and that every being has a role to play in what that is. And for me, it's doing this work in terms of addressing the mental health impacts of climate change and helping people navigate their climate emotions so that they are able to get to that future visioning, so that they can work towards creating what they want the world to be like in 2020 or 2044. I see the importance people talk about, not just climate emotions, but mental health in general. It's often very bifurcated. It's very removed from our physical lived experience. It's very much often removed from our just general life experiences, and that we very much focus on the quote unquote mind or the brain. And when we live in this disassociated way, we are losing the fact that our brains and bodies are all very much one and the same, deeply integrated, and that we as humans are so deeply interconnected with each other and with nature. And so I see the work of addressing climate emotions as really thinking about the idea of mental health in a very expansive way, and that it's critical to help people to talk about climate emotions as a way for people to move from that sense of helplessness or hopelessness about the future because of climate change, and instead move to a place of where they are visioning that future, where what you're talking about and this important conversation that you're bringing up is that people are able to manifest that people have a vision for the future and that they're working towards that. It might not be something that we fully see entirely in our lifetimes, but it's something that we can work towards.
Visions of the future are not built alone. They are carried forward by the people that we teach, mentor, and lift up. Here's Daniel Schnur.
aside from our own kids, our own amazing son and amazing daughter, I will be most proud of the extraordinary young women and young men who I've worked with in my classrooms. And what I now tell them, something I don't think I understood in my earlier years of teaching, that the actual classroom experience is only my second favorite part of the job. By far, what's become the best part, by far, is seeing what they do afterwards. And seeing 2 years from now what the class of 2024 and 2025 are in the process of doing, and seeing how much further along the classes of 2023 and 22 and 2021 are, is something I'm already very excited about. I try to do as much or more than whatever information they take out of the classes, is, as I said a moment ago, to help them identify their own paths and begin the process of moving forward on those paths.
And as the next generation steps forward, the power to shape our communities depends on what we choose to understand and what we choose to question. Here's Alberto Willis.
I believe that the biggest problem that we have in America today is people not being informed, or that people being informed incorrectly. In other words, I think that our media is a sham. Just about all of mainstream media, I think, is a sham. I think they are currently being worked by the folks who control us all. But the thing about it is that we still have a democracy. So we have agency, we have the ability to make changes, but we have to be willing to get away from our prejudices, come together, and do that. I love a lot of the work that Reverend Barber is doing, because one of the major, in my humble opinion, ways that we are dividing America are through all these different identities. I believe in identity politics. I think the reason we have identity politics is you, Devlin, as a woman, you've had to work harder than any guy out there to attain what you've attained. Myself, as a Afro-Latino Caribbean man, I've had to work much harder to attain the things that I've attained. So I believe in identity politics to solve those problems. But also, the only reason we have identity politics, in my opinion, is that, well, not in my opinion, actually, I think it could fairly, it's fact-based, is that creating division among people allows those with power, a minority with power, to stay in control, because we are so dependent on fighting each other that we cannot really see who is at fault.
Because even with different views, the path becomes clear when we meet each other with dignity and willingness to work together. Here's Pierce Godwin.
And I'm so honored to serve as the backbone leader for these 500 plus organizations who are part of the Bridging Divides movement. And in their own way, all of these friends and partners are bringing Americans together across divides to build understanding, trust, relationships, and solutions. As I like to say, to turn down the heat and find a way forward together. But in my role today, I'm founder of Listen First Project, which coordinates, aligns, manages, and supports this whole network of hundreds of partner organizations so that we can create a greater impact together towards that overall mission of social cohesion and collaboration. So, my work today is more in the background and wanting to support and coordinate the many multiplying efforts all over the country that are addressing this scourge of toxic polarization, this demonization across differences. And I am utterly convicted that if enough of us choose to see dignity across differences and seek to find a way forward together, that the future is bright for the country, for our communities.
Season 2 taught us the future isn't waiting. We are building it now through every choice, every action, and every connection. And each one of us has a part to play. Every action matters. The future is shaped by all of us together.